Welcome back to the Exceed Real Vibe podcast, where we don't just exceed, but we also vibe. I'm sure you know the vibe already, and today we have a very interesting topic. We're going to be having a conversation about leadership and business. And joining me on the studio today is a very amazing personality, someone perfect enough to join us and have bold, honest, and real conversations across leadership and business. Our guest today is a seasoned accounting and financial professional with over a decade of experience in helping businesses grow through strategic financial insight. He is a chartered manager, a certified QuickBooks Online Pro advisor, and a financial modeling and valuation analyst. He currently serves as the co-CEO of JAO International Limited and the CEO of EduFin ProConsult Services and Nestra Technologies Limited. We have Mr. Lawrence Uguta. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Good to have you this morning. We are excited to have you.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here as well.
Oh, and I know you're ready for us, yeah?
Absolutely.
So our topic today is all about leadership and business. But before we delve into it, you have to give us a brief introduction about yourself. My audience wants to meet you, so let's know who is this person that's about to blow their mind regarding leadership and business. So can we meet you, sir?
Okay, my name is Lawrence Uguta. I've been a leader for almost 3 decades. And God's faithful. I've been with the government, federal government, state government, and the private sector as well. Okay. For over 2 decades as well. We've seen all forms of leadership in leadership fairs in these sectors, and you find out that leadership everywhere it's same. You find out that in our composition, our body composition, you find out that any part of the body could actually be you can do without the body, but when the head is off, then the body is dead. So you find out that leadership, the topic leadership is very vital. It can't be overemphasized. Okay. So when we get it right at the leadership level, we get every other thing.
So you mentioned that you've been a leader for over 30 years. How is that possible? I'm really curious right now. I want you to tell us how that happened. Is it leadership in business, or is it in life, or is it in your family? You know, there are different types of leadership, so we really want to know more about that aspect of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Leadership cuts across every phase of life. Yeah. It doesn't necessarily mean to just be business. I think once you even start talking about leadership in every other sector, you should start with leadership with your life. I think you should be able to lead yourself before you be able to lead someone else. You know, we have this popular saying that leaders are not born;
they're made.
They're made.
Yep.
Exactly. So, by growing up, you find out that you're faced with responsibilities and you have to take charge of them. And once you start taking charge of responsibilities at a tender age, then you find out that leadership becomes inbuilt. It becomes a systematic thing that just turns up when you want to activate your leadership skills. So I think one needs to own the leadership ability, own it to the fullest, exhibit or ensure that you maximize the potential of leadership, because every individual has a leadership trait in them. Leadership, trait in us, leadership trait just starts coming out because you've exercised the muscle of leadership, you know, to flex the muscle of leadership. So it just naturally pops out. And that's why you feel some people are
much more better than others when they're leaders.
Leaders. So I guess that's what gave the way for leadership.
So it's more like everybody has it, but the people that stretch themselves are the ones that we now say are made leaders.
Absolutely.
Because they are not just born that way, they were made. Exactly. So it's one thing for you to have it lying low inside of you somewhere, another for you to allow it to find expression in you. So when it comes to you personally, when did you start leading the business? One of your profiles said that you are a CEO of EduFin ProConsult and also a co-CEO, you know. So when did you start that part of your life?
Well, before I would delve into that, I would just say a brief history of my involvement in leadership.
Okay.
Like I said earlier on, I've worked with the federal government.
Okay.
Still currently working with the federal government. Worked with the state government. Worked with the private sector. So I've been involved in different industries, diverse industries and sectors. One of the reasons I gave birth to my company is trying to solve problems.
Okay.
You know, having experienced all these sectors, I had to bring in my wealth of experience. In all these sectors, I frontier the welfare of employees.
Okay.
Because I've also been an employer and an employee.
Okay.
And I discovered that our labor laws is not favorable for the workers of Nigeria. And it's something that's, well, when given the opportunity to speak about that or do something about it, I would always do it. And so I always compare our labor laws with the Western world. And you find out that your contemporaries are actually making way more than what we make here.
Yeah.
And you find out you even do more than what they do over there. So at EduFin, it's a bookkeeping firm, an accounting firm. So what we do is we help businesses. Now, businesses, both big and small, they have similar problems. It's just that the bigger businesses, they have the resources to take care of their problems.
Yeah.
But the smaller businesses don't have the resources. And so everybody goes for the bigger businesses. So I have to carve out my niche to go to help smaller businesses. Because if we all go for bigger businesses, then we would help the smaller businesses. So there's also a sign of leadership because, you know, the smaller businesses are left to their fate, and when I solve the problem, it gives me a certain level of joy. A lot of persons go into business without understanding business, without knowing what business is. Now, business entails a lot of things. You find that in the Western world, before anyone goes into business, they've taken into consideration a lot of things.
Okay.
They've run business plans, business models, tested business models, ran financial modeling. They, carried out a lot of feasibility studies, before venturing into business. But in this part of the world, what we do is we see our neighbor doing a certain kind of business and we feel, oh, it's profitable. Yeah. I can also venture into it. And I venture into it and I find out that, oh, this is not what I bargained for.
Yeah.
Now, I'll borrow popular quotes from billionaires that we know of, Aliko Dangote and Warren Buffett. If you ask these men, they've always said same thing over and over. Yeah. They said if they were to lose everything or they were to start afresh, the first thing they would do is to get a professional accountant, not a manager, not a business manager, but a professional accountant. Why? Because Warren Buffett says accounting is a language of business. And now if you don't understand the language, it's just like you're traveling to a foreign country and they speak Spanish and you don't understand Spanish. Yeah. You know how you get lost in that community. So that's how it is. So anyone that doesn't understand the language of business will definitely get lost in it. So and that's why for you to venture into business, at least you should, even if you're not business inclined, you should at least, as an entrepreneur, update yourself regularly, business wise, to understand the language to a certain level. It helps a lot. Because if you don't, then you are only shortchanging yourself. And a lot of persons exchange cash transactions. They're just doing charitable work, thinking they're into business because they don't know the nuances of business. So they find out that one of my clients, I had to offer my services. So I discovered that they were just exchanging money. So
at the organization.
And you find out, and they felt they were doing business. But until they had to set up structures and internal controls and discover that we're actually running a charitable organization here. So let's just close down because we are not actually doing business. Because if you are doing business, the aim is to make profit, right? Yeah, but business is not just all about profitability. You find out that the first thing you should do in going to business is to solve problems. Because when you have that mindset as your vision, you find out that making money just comes. Yes, so
because automatically when you solve problems, you make money.
Exactly. Here in Nigeria, the accounting profession is underrated.
Yes, it is actually.
And that's why a lot of us don't even know the importance of accountants or economists. Yeah, I'm also an economist and an accountant. So I've been in the field, so I understand the worries of the heartache of these professions. Yeah. So we're yearning to, express ourselves like our counterparts in the Western world. They are paid well. They're not even doing what we do here, and they're actually paid well. You see, in Western world, they have specialties. An accountant could be an AR specialist, AP specialist. It could be payroll specialist. It could be financial accountant.
And maybe one person might not be doing everything, exactly. But over here, you can have one handling.
You are the master of all. You are. In fact, you are the backbone of the company.
Yeah, and somehow people don't get to understand that some of the challenges they face in their businesses is lack of this particular office.
Yeah.
Okay. We are intertwining leadership and business.
Yes.
And as a leader that has run businesses, that is still running businesses, was there ever a time when you felt like, am I doing the right thing? Should I? In as much as you have that leadership energy in you,
yes,
but using it to start up something for yourself in the area of business, or was there any point you felt like, I think I can just do something else, let me just focus on being an employee, someone's employee?
Yeah, absolutely. Business is one thing they didn't teach us in school.
Yes.
The way we learned it. In fact, business is something that is why a lot of businesses fail in this country. We're not taught these things.
We're not taught just in school.
A few years back, entrepreneurship is being introduced into our educational system. So you see, find out that a lot of businesses in this part of the world has been trial and error. We just get our hands on it, see where it gets us to, and then we discover that it's failed, and we move on to the next business. So, but you find out that when you have the building blocks, you take it step by step. You know what you're into. You definitely have a lasting business. Of course, I've tried a business where I spent millions and it wasn't working. I was not knowledgeable to that effect, and I felt like giving up. But I never had the instinct of giving up in me. I always want to thrive and move, and so that alone has kept me going. So in life we learn. So we don't see failure. Failure is not fatal.
Yeah.
Success is not final. So it's part of the process. Yeah. So we move on. So we see failure as another way of learning it. So if we didn't get it right that way, we move on and get it right until we get it right. The aim is to get it right.
Okay. And there is popular saying people say a lot, mostly we call them motivational speakers or inspirational speakers. Yeah. They will say, when you want to start a business newly, you don't need finances. What you need is knowledge. Is that really a correct statement, or is there a twist to it?
Well, I won't say they're entirely wrong, and I won't say they're entirely correct. What I would say is this: we'll go back to referencing billionaires, the Aliko Dangote and Warren Buffett. Like they said, if you were to start all over, the first thing they will do is to get a professional accountant. And guess what? If you want to get a professional accountant, you need money to afford one.
Okay.
So that is why I said I won't.
Okay, so having the knowledge that you need an accountant is one thing.
Exactly.
Then having the money to get that service is another thing.
Now, the reason why that is because as a professional accountant, you can give your client or enable your client get financial insights to make informed decisions, because it is actually informed decisions that helps the business owner to expand, know when to expand, know when to pump in money into a sector or a department that needs funding, or knows what area of the business isn't doing well and what other areas actually doing well, and to sustain the momentum. So once you have an accountant, you have diverse insights into your business, even the ones you were not aware of. So you just discover that, okay, I'm not doing well in my HR department or in my production department. I need to up the game there. So you just have informed decision. Okay, so
it's getting more interesting, and I'm very curious right now. I really want to know, like a personal question. When it comes to accounting, is it just for regulations and management? Are there opportunities whereby the accounting department can also help in generating revenue for the company?
Oh, sure. Well, as we are all aware, you find out that a lot of businesses operate without account departments.
Yeah.
But they're actually shortchanging themselves. Now, the account department enables you to be, number one, tax compliance.
Okay.
So, when the taxmen come to you, they're all concerned about their revenue agency, collection agency. So they are all about them, getting their work done. So if they approach a business that doesn't have an accountant or a financial consultant, they're happy.
Okay.
You know why? Because they know they leverage on the ignorance of the business owner. So what they do is they look at your sales or your revenue. And let's assume you're making 100 million. They could just give you
tax on that.
Okay, your tax is 30 million. And you'll be wondering, wow, I've made 100 million, but I'm not even seeing profits. How come I'm being levied there to pay 30 million? And you don't have any choice but to pay because you can't even.
Because you don't have the knowledge to defend yourself.
But when you have an accountant or a financial consultant, what it does is, apart from becoming tax compliant, it helps you understand your books, understand your business in general, understand where you're not doing well and where you're doing well and how to sustain and keep that momentum running. Scenario company B, they have an accountant and the tax man comes. Their books are in order and everything. There is no way they can pay 30 million. You find out they
won't tax you that much.
Maybe like 2-3 million as against 30 million. So you find out that you've actually saved to the company money. It doesn't mean you must generate money for the company, but you've actually saved the company. Okay. And then all the cost reduction methods, methodologies are in place because you block every loopholes that give rise to fraud in the company,
and unnecessary losses.
Exactly, and wastages. So you find out that everything is accounted for. Funny enough, accounting is one of the professions that will continue in heaven. We'll keep on accounting.
Because you give account of your life. And your destiny and the time God gave you and the talent and the beauty and everything. Anyways, so can you tell us, is there any difference between a boss and a leader?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I want us to hear that. So what's the difference between a boss and a leader? Can a boss be a leader? Can a leader be a boss, or is a boss different and a leader different?
So actually a boss can be a leader.
Okay.
And a leader can also be a boss.
Okay.
Yeah, but they are actually different. And a boss is one that enforces. A leader is one that inspires. So if I'm in this room and I claim to be a leader, because we have different types of leaders for leadership. We have the positional leadership, we have the transactional leadership, the transformational leadership, different kind of leadership. It depends on what type of leader would want to be.
Okay.
So I think the lowest form is the positional leadership.
The one that just answers the name.
Exactly. And because we don't have that understanding that as a leader we inspire people to follow. When you have that understanding that you inspire people that follows you, one, you should have respect for people that follow you.
Okay.
That is one. So you understand that they're first human beings before they became your subordinates. So you respect them as a being, and you respect their choices too as well. So you should understand that you are only given an opportunity to lead them, not to enforce them.
Okay.
So a boss enforces. A boss can shout or talk down to their subordinate, but a leader can easily discover what is wrong, why his or subordinate is downcasted, and how to uplift his spirit. A leader is interested in the lives of their subordinates. Why a boss is not actually interested? A boss just wants the job done. So as long as it takes any means necessary to get the job done, that's what they're concerned about. But a leader is interested in the lives of whoever he or she is leading. As a leader, you need to understand business, because if you don't understand business, then your leadership, you might be going in the wrong direction, even though you're a good leader. So that's why both of them work hand in hand. A boss can inspire and can empower. Have you seen a situation where an employee is going through a lot in their personal life, and maybe they need a financial assistant, and they approach the boss? Some boss might just shout down on the employee and chase the employee away. Well, a leader might be interested, even if the leader doesn't really have the ability to assist financially. The leader might look for a way to assist. Suggest several ways to solve that problem. And there is no way a follower won't follow the leader that is very much interested in their lives. They can go as far as even dying for the leader. So that is why leadership is very important. Jesus Christ, as our personal Lord and Savior, is a transformational leader. We can see from his life is relationship with his disciples. You find out that he was always interested in their lives.
Yeah.
despite their weaknesses, he didn't capitalize on their weaknesses. He actually encouraged them. You find out that not one was perfect in his fold, so he had to work on them, continuously worked on them until they became better disciples. Peter denied him thrice. Thomas doubted him severally. He had Judas betrayed him. So you find out that all these people, if they were to be a boss, at the first try they would have been sacked. But a leader would ensure that he or she brings out the best in the lives of their subordinates. So that is one quality of a leader that differentiates the boss.
Okay, that is really interesting and powerful. So, I mean, if you have someone in your circle as a leader, as a boss, you can really tell if the person truly is a leader. Is there like a thin line? There is actually.
Yeah.
There is this thin line between ambition and obsession.
Absolutely.
Can you buttress further on that?
Well, ambition is something that drives you. It's like a passion that drives you. You want to achieve whatever you want to achieve. But obsession, you're already going crazy about it.
You can't do anything.
Yes, it becomes like a bad character.
Okay.
Let me put it that way. Because obsession, it's no longer ambition. Obsession is, you can't do without it. Ambition, you need inspiration. You need passion to achieve your ambitions. But obsession, you don't actually need passion.
Okay.
You can just be overboard. Let me use that word. Going overboard for something or for someone.
Negatively.
Because you hardly get obsession for the positive obsession. It's mostly negativity, as the case may be.
Okay. As a business leader, have you been in a situation where you got to lead people that are smarter than you?
Absolutely.
And how did you handle that?
Wow, it's a very wonderful question. As a leader, one advantage or one quality you should exhibit is also to convert the smartness or the intelligence of others to your favor.
Okay.
So you shouldn't be terrified. You shouldn't be threatened by the intelligence or smartness of others. Instead, you should convert that to your advantage.
Okay.
I work with a team that's professionals in their field, and they are actually very smart and intelligent. Some of them more than me. So it's to my own advantage, and I'm even happy to have them in my team rather than being threatened.
Okay. So I want you to talk to somebody right now, maybe one of our listeners here, that is just wondering how to go about being a leader and being a good business owner at the same time.
Okay.
Just something to somebody this morning that is really confused and needs some clarity.
Yeah.
Because I believe that you can be a good business owner and a terrible leader.
Absolutely.
So someone needs a very candid advice from you.
Okay, first I think I'll start with being a good leader.
Okay.
Start small, start in your sphere. Develop your character, because character is key. Ensure you treat others better. Ensure you value human lives. Ensure you are respectful as a leader. Ensure people's lives are changed whenever you come across them. That way you're already exhibiting a very good leadership trait. Now, when it comes to business, ensure you get the right knowledge and tools before you venture into business. If you're not a professional, work with one. If you want to start a business, start small. The Bible says, he that is faithful in little will be faithful with mighty things. So start small. Don't be in a rush to make it in life or to just, become big in life. Start small, grow, and that way it's not all about the destination, it's about the journey. So every journey in business counts. So I would advise everyone out there to take it slowly, work with professionals if you're not one, and build a lasting legacy for your loved ones. Thank you.
Now, speaking about legacy, can you tell us, as a leader, as a human being, as a business owner, and as a child of God, because I've heard you mention Bible a couple of times, what is a legacy that you want to leave for people coming, for the generation coming, for the young accountants that are coming up, financial people that are coming up? What is a legacy that you want to leave?
Well, one legacy I would like to leave behind is to be remembered for solving problems, for impacting lives, because, in everything we do, despite our discipline, our career, our profession, our ministry. If we are not impacting lives positively, then it's a waste.
Yeah.
So you find out that Jesus Christ even came to the world to impact lives. And the reason why we're here discussing it as a result of the sacrifices and decisions
that was
our Lord made. So our lives are being impacted by just a single decision Christ made. So if your life is not impacting others positively, then whatever you're doing in this world is just a waste. So one legacy I would like to leave behind is to be remembered that I affected people's lives positively, and I find innovative ways to solve problems that would improve the lives of others.
And if I can add to that, he really wants the accounting and financial industry in Nigeria to receive their accolades, because a good number of times he spoke about the accounting and financial institution. And I must say, you guys have a good voice here that is speaking for you, because he made me to understand, and I also believe for my audience as well, to understand the importance and the efficacy of accounting and financial office in every organization. Exactly. Thank you so much, sir. We are so honored and happy to have you at the Studify podcast, so and we hope to see you some other time. I know my guests are happy to see you. They're happy to have heard from you, and I'm also happy as well. It's been a very insightful and informative section. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you, sir. Yeah. And to you, our wonderful audience, thank you so much. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to follow us on all our social media handles. See you on the next episode. Bye.